Masandawana fan vlog. It's Neo, and I'm with Tavi here. He'll introduce himself in a couple of seconds. We're right outside of the Spartak Stadium, this beautiful, beautiful stadium in Moscow. Shout out to the Hyundai people for bringing it here. Hyundai featuring Masandawana fan vlog. The hashtag on Twitter is MFVX Hyundai. Yeah, man, Tavi, what an experience.
Great experience, most especially because today we got to witness Africa's first win in this 2018 FIFA World Cup, the 21st edition, it's got to be said. And how fitting that a son of the soil, an African son in Alli, back in 2002, he captained this team of the Teranga Lions. And today, after all the carpenters from Europe had failed in the past 4 matches from South America with our teams, a son of the soil had to come and save the situation. So I think for me, as I sign off from Russia 2018, it was a very special game to attend, and thanks to the Masandawana vlog for securing this special ticket for me.
Tavi, let's talk about our league. The infamous or the mighty league in Africa, PSL. Let's talk about Sundowns first, because this is my Masandawana fan vlog. The yellow mic, that Jali signing is big, eh? We love it. We love it. What do you think about it?
I think what has been key for Sundowns, because Coach Pizzo, first time when we asked him about Andile Jali signing, or possible signing at the time, was that he does see the need of having someone who's not necessarily going to relieve KK, Shompo Kekana, that is, from playing week in, week out. If you recall, there's a period where he went 5 matches without playing him. So I think this is the right time to introduce Jali. And I mean, Jali is an accomplished incumbent in the PSL and also in the CAF Champions League football. You will recall the last time he was there in 2013, together with that combination of Omanyisa. They were called the two midgets, as they took Orlando Pirates to the group stages and also to the final against Alli. And this was during a period where no South African team had reached the group stages in the Champions League from 2006 until 2013 under Roger Dessar. So I think for me, this is a key signing for Andile Jali. Well, look, it was going to be a very difficult one. In fact, I know that Sundowns has been chasing Jali since 2015 to get him into the team. But Kaizer Chiefs nearly made it very difficult for them, because Kaizer Chiefs, they upped the stakes in terms of putting a lucrative package for Jali. And I'm sure that Sundowns is paying Jali an amount of money that they were not ready to pay him, because Kaizer Chiefs dragged this whole thing till the last minute.
All right. Let's talk about there's Tony Silva. We can talk about there's Katleho Utladisa as well from Brandam Stars. But I want us to talk about the rumors that are now. It's not announced yet, but there's this Brazilian striker called Meza. Do you know about him?
I think it's Venezuelan.
Isn't it Venezuelan?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
South American striker.
Yeah, I think it's Venezuelan, and he was playing in Bolivia, and he's one of the attackers that Sundowns has been scouting for a very long time. And I know that part of some of their scouts were in Bolivia and were also in Venezuela recently as well, because there's been the talk of Justiniano as well, and now Meza, you know, and this is the good work that Sundowns has been doing in terms of scouting, because I do feel that they've got a very effective scouting department, not just in Africa, but also beyond the borders, especially in South America. But I think now the spotlight, taking nothing away from the signing of Meza, who is going to be chucked out, because you can only have 5 foreign players. Yes, there are those that are naturalized, but now you have a situation where if you count, maybe even if Justiniano is coming or if Meza is coming, it means that about 3 or 2 players will have to go, and that means you release Brima, and then you have to get a local goalkeeper. To release
Tell us still there.
to release Bangali, because now there's also talk of Bangali going to Europe, and also there's also talk of him playing for the Guinea national team, as we had recently. So I think that is where the headache is for Sundowns now. And also remember, it is not easy now, because it means that when you release a player, it also means that you are relinquishing a spot in the CAF Champions League. And this is the season where Sundowns, after having been crowned as the ABSA Premiership champions, will feel very strongly about challenging for the CAF Champions League. And also bear in mind that they are not in a good spot, because they've recorded 2 draws out of 2 matches, and they are 3 points behind Wydad Casablanca, also behind AC Horoya as well. But their next 2 matches are against the whipping boys of the competition, AS Togo.
You took it to the Champions League, so we're going to talk Champions League a bit now. We were with you after the wider draw at Moripe, and then the coach wasn't happy about how the result panned out compared to what we played like. What do you think Sundowns' chances are in this Champions League?
It's going to be very interesting. But as I've said, I mean, if you look at AC Horoya, you look at Wydad Casablanca, the 2 wins that they recorded were against AS Togo. So all that means is that Sundowns must go to this team and collect their 6 points. You know, taking nothing away from them, because you see, the other difference is that these other teams on the continent, because they are in different season calendars, you know, you'll find that they are playing throughout, you know. So, and I think that is the case with AS Togo as well. So Sundowns, they are in a pre-season mode, and they will be coming back. I think they're coming back on the 25th. Officially.
Next week, Monday.
Yes, they're coming back officially on the 25th. But I do feel that the quality must always prevail. And in this case, I think Sundowns' quality will prevail. 6 points for Sundowns will take them to 8 points with the 2 points that they already have, and they still have Horoya at home. I don't care what happens in Casablanca.
All right. Okay. Last signing out. Let's talk about the PSL. Pirates are making a lot of signings. Kaizer Chiefs are cooking up something, as we hear through the grapevine. Maritzburg have a very good team. Free State Stars have Luke Emil, and he's very stubborn. This next PSL season may be very interesting, more interesting than this one. People say the last PSL season was poor and awkward. I think it was tough. It was challenging. It was very competitive.
It is going to be very interesting. I've always looked at the PSL as this league, sometimes that is very unpredictable. Interestingly, I see a lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans, or a lot of people in South Africa saying, Kaizer Chiefs is sleeping, doing nothing. Hi, Baba. Hola, Baba. Hi, Baba. I still maintain that they are cooking something. And
I saw your tweet.
Yeah. I still maintain that they're cooking up something. But sometimes it's all about the delivery. You know, you can cook, but when it comes out, it should be something that is well prepared. Because even the choice of their coach, I think people are not really looking. We could be having some game changers. But I think for me, Kaizer Chiefs, the problem with Kaizer Chiefs has always been the structure within the team, the footballing structure. And I think with the mindset that they are taking now and the way they are looking at things.
We also need to see them in Africa.
Look, you are going to be surprised by maybe some of the people who are going to be introduced in that club in terms of coming up with a structure at the club, because it's something that most people maybe were not expecting, especially where some of those people will be coming from and where they've been, and coming to revive that sleeping giant that is Kaizer Chiefs. I still remember back in 2012 in December, Sundowns was in the relegation zone, and Pitso Mosimane came, and in our very first press conference with him, he spoke about this sleeping giant that needs to be revived.
I remember that press conference. He was even speaking in
Yes, and 5 years later, we are counting 8 trophies, including the CAF Champions League title. So I think for me, we are in a situation where Kaizer Chiefs could be heading towards that direction. The only challenge for them is that most of the key players...
Why Nias didn't play? Why Nias? Why Umar Nias? Why didn't play?
Wait, can we finish and then we'll kill them?
After him, yeah?
Yes. Yes, you were saying?
Yeah, so I think for me, the only challenge for Chiefs is that locally, they will be in a situation where the key players that they are looking for could have been taken up already by the local teams. Some of the key players, I should say, but expect some exciting talent that they are going to bring from outside. But if you are going to talk about the PSL season that we are going to, I think Orlando Pirates is going to be something else. And also bear in mind that we've got a jam-packed program between December and May. There is a special Champions League transitional season that has got prelims, that has got first rounds, and has got group stages, and even
also CAF Confederations Cup. It's going to be tough because they played 3 matches before the group stages.
Exactly. So for all the CAF interclub competitions, so that is why you see Orlando Pirates signing all the best talent like that. But we've just heard today, I mean, they've got a goalkeeper who has been at the Swansea Academy, goalkeeper coach that has been at the Swansea Academy, and and you can see even the social media game, they are just at another level. They are transforming that team on and off the field. Just look at how quickly they reached the number of followers on Twitter that Kaizer Chiefs has got. Within no time they are on 1.2 million followers, almost the same number as Kaizer Chiefs. So that tells you about the team that has got a different vision, and a vision that is way beyond the South African standards, that I also would say. So Mitchell, for me, to take that team from a team that had only finished 11th the previous season to a second spot finish, they are back in the Champions League. And when they're in the Champions League, they're not there to play any games. They're not there to fail.
All right. Davi, nice hanging out with you. Nice watching the games with you. Different perspective. Other than sitting with the fans, we are sitting with a journalist who knows some inside information about the clubs, the PSL. Your experience in Moscow has been good, no?
It's been very good. And I think for me, unfortunately this time, it was an experience more as a football fan than a journalist. Because I was not here mainly to report as a journalist, I was on the other side. But I think, as you've rightfully said, when we've been watching the games, that there's a lot that as football fans back home can take from this tournament. And I think it's high time that in South Africa we support football wholeheartedly. We support football with all its challenges, but also we support football to the maximum point. We make sure that we show the appreciation for this game. I mean, if you look at some of the things that people do here, but I think this goes out to all the stakeholders. You look at the eventing, you look at
the security. I'm impressed by the security.
Exhibitioning around the game by the partners or the sponsors of the game.
Sorry, yesterday we were at the fan park. That was amazing. The exhibitioning, all the sponsors, how it looked, the stages. Exactly. That was amazing.
Exactly. So I feel that as game changers, it's high time that all the people in the game in South Africa, they take the game to the next level. And this is not just for South Africa, this is for the whole continent. The CAF Champions League, the CAF Confed, we are resuming the African Nations Cup qualifiers in September. So I think for CAF, for COSAFA, for PSL, for SAFA, it's high time that we raise the stakes.
All right. Sure. I can't say Masandawana. Okay, it's Masandawana fan vlog, but I can't say so Masandawana. Thanks to everyone for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Like this. Follow us on Twitter at MSFC fan vlog. Follow this man on Twitter at Veli _Mbuli. Follow me on Twitter, Neomulefe _SA. The man behind the camera, Toto _20. The man in St. Petersburg, Bootkens. Yeah, signing out from this beautiful stadium. Kabuyelo.